Hello, welcome back to our course, Technology Forecasting for Strategic Decision Making. And today we are going to discuss interesting question: how do we know unknown, or how we will know unknown? And we are going to discuss simple but powerful model, which is named ENV model. And how can we apply this model in practice? Because technically speaking, when we try to forecast something, we need to find a way how to know what is unknown at this very present moment. And so that's why we have to have some bold idea and strategy in order to do so. And the common way of learning can be used, but with some limitation. So, in fact, what we're going to learn within a few minutes, we are going to learn the element, name of feature, and value of feature model. But let us start with a practice. For instance, how to find a number. Just imagine a situation that I have in my mind the integer number, which is from 0 to 1000, and your task is to find this integer number in this range as quick as possible. It means with minimum trial. Of course, if you will start just to guess and ask me the question, okay, is this number is 23? Answer no. If this number is 992, also no. If this number 612, also no. In this case, the number of possible question can be very close to 990. But your task, for instance, when your task is to find this number as quick as possible, we need to use another kind of strategy. Okay, what I suggest for your attention, I'd like to suggest for your attention, let us use the simple strategy. For each step, when you will ask me the question, you need to divide your search area by half. And what is interesting to see, that you can perform this task to find the number that I guess if you follow this simple strategy within 11 steps with guarantee, and sometimes even faster in 10 steps. But let us do it step by step. Your job, okay, now will be to formulate the question, and when I'm answering, the next question has to follow what you learned from previous one. And let us see together how it works. So, Bala, are you ready to ask questions?
Yes, I am ready.
Yeah, and you will shape your question such a way that I will answer for the question yes or no. Okay?
Okay.
So, what is your first question?
Dimitri, is the number you're thinking less than 500?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So we just a second. Yeah. In fact, what happened? You already cut out some piece of possible answers. Okay. In fact, you already cut out 500 alternatives, right?
Yeah.
So let me see how we are going to advance. Please, next question.
Okay. Next question is the number you're thinking less than 250?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What will be the next question? 250. Okay.
Okay. Is the number you're thinking less than 125?
125. And why did you ask question 125? Why not another one? Could you explain me, please?
In your rule, it says divided equally. So I picked the equal part, and I have done that as so I'm good at following rules. So when you said rule, I said, wow, yippee, I'll do that. Exactly what I did.
Yeah, nice, nice. So now you try to once again to reduce the area. Before you reduce it just to 250, and now your question it's even more reduction.
Yeah.
Yes, my number is less than 125.
Okay.
So what will be the next question that you are going to ask?
Is it less than 62?
Is this number is
your
less
number
than 62?
62?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
62.
62. So that's my 1, 2, 3, fourth question. Okay.
Yeah, this is a, yeah, please.
Is your number less than 31?
Is my number is less than 31? Yes, it is.
Okay. That's my fifth question. Is the number you're thinking less than 15?
No.
Okay, so it's between 15 and 30.
Yeah.
Both included. Okay.
Yeah. Just a second, please. I would like just to make it clear for everybody on the picture.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
this number is from 15 somehow to 31. Good.
Okay. So seventh question is the number you're thinking less than 22?
Less than 22. Yes, it is. 22.
Okay. So it's is the number you're thinking less than 18?
Is it less than 18, you asked?
Yes.
No. Just a second. Yeah, just a second. Before next question, let us see what happened. How many questions did you ask, Bala? How many questions?
This was my 8th question.
8th question. And we already reduced our search area. Now we have just few alternatives. Okay? Yep. The integer number that I guess can be 19, 20, and 21.
Yes.
Look what happened. Correct. Within just 7 questions, by following very simple rule, okay, we reduce number of alternatives from 999 to just 3 alternatives. This is quite interesting. This is quite interesting phenomenon. But let us finish the task and let us make summary. What is your next question, Bala?
Is your number less than 20?
No. And this is very interesting point, because you can see even we didn't ask directly, we already know what is this integer number. Do you have an idea what is this?
The number you're thinking?
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a 21 because this is in between 20 and 22. How many questions did you ask?
This is my 9th question. So your guarantee of getting it within 11 is worked out.
Yeah, within 11 questions you will always take it. But look carefully what happened. In fact, when you tried to find this x, okay, when you tried to find this unknown, what you did gradually, you collected the features one by one of this integer number. You see, In fact, when you collected enough features, 7 features, you said, oh, I know what is it. Even at the beginning, it looked like very difficult to imagine just within 10 questions to find out the answer for such a task. Let us try to see another example in order to illustrate and in order to see how it works, our ENV model. Well, I'd like to suggest for your attention now a riddle. And just to understand how do we usually answer the question, what is it? Okay, and I took this riddle from one of the presentation of colleagues of mine that was developed years ago, but just to understand how we really find something that we don't know in advance. So let us go through this riddle. If I just ask you, what is it that looks like a ball? It's very difficult to answer for such a question, definitely, because there are many things which looks like a ball. And I add one more feature, but this something stands still and does not fall. Strange. Ball usually is moving because it's very difficult to imagine that it still stands still. And this ball has its thin and graceful legs. It can have a leg or legs, but this is something that looks like a ball. It stays in place and it has legs. Children like to turn it around, this ball. Rivers, mountains, lakes are found. So, Bala, do you have any idea what it can be?
I was thinking of till line number 3. I was thinking of a hedgehog, standing on its legs.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Then it said children like to turn. Oh no, that can't be the case. Then now I'm completely confused. Rivers, mountains, lakes are found on something that children can turn it around. I don't know. Maybe one of those parks balls where there's this huge marble ball, on a water body, and then you can turn it around. All children like to play that. I've seen it in Europe in some places. Oh yeah, I got it. Now okay, country, states, and their towns. It should be a globe.
Yeah, you see, how do we discover it little by little? In fact, in order to understand what is it, we name it an element, because this element can be not only physical one, but it can be concept also, non-material one. We always describe it through its features, and gradually we add feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, until we envelope our element and we define it through its features. Like the integer number in previous exercise, when you tried to find integer number, you tried to add features gradually using some rules, dividing your search area by half. You arrived to identify what is it. And this is very interesting to see that this model is a very universal model, and it works all around the world for human being, for the discovering or for understanding whatever we try to deal with. Just one more example from your experience. If you open the dictionary or thesaurus, for instance, Collins' co-built dictionary, you can see that whatever term you have in this dictionary usually is defined through its features. Okay, so this universal model is very useful for us for the forecasting. Why? Because within a forecasting, we have to answer for the question, what will happen in the future, without knowing this in advance, without having any experience. So the main idea is that we have to be successful with forecasting, we have to collect enough list of features in order to definitely define what is it. So that's why this model is quite useful. By the way, let us make one more example in order to learn about this ENV model. And now I'm going to suggest to guess for you what is this. Can you see on my screen?
Oh.
We have a certain something that in my hand. Okay, you can observe it. Okay, this something. Can you see it? Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a. Okay, it can be connected to the power socket. Okay, definitely. Well, and now we will try to, using questions that I can answer yes or no. Okay.
Okay.
The idea is to build the answer gradually, and to guess what is it. For this purpose, after each question, I will add feature that we learn. Okay. Did you observe it well?
Yes, I did.
Good. So, what is your first question?
Is it connected to the internet?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
No, it is not connected to internet.
Okay. Can it? Does it emit light when connected?
Light? No.
Okay.
It does not emit any light.
Okay.
When it is connected.
Okay.
To power.
Can it power another device? As
can
in,
it
does it power? As it doesn't. Yeah, like a power bank. So can it be used to connect to power up some other device?
To power up? No.
Okay, no.
To power up. But this is a good idea. This is usually how do we try to understand? We try to define the function, right? To power up other devices?
No. Okay.
Other devices? No.
Oh, this one is good. I've never seen this device, so I'm not going to be able to guess it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is exactly
Okay.
how it works. Let's try to Let's try to reduce your search area at each question.
Yes. Is it used in an office?
Okay. Just a second. No, it is not used in office.
Okay. Is it used outdoors?
Just a second. I need outdoors. Okay, in the office. In the office, no. Outdoors. Outdoors. Okay. No.
No, also. Wow. I have so many things it is not.
Yeah, but that's good. That's good. It means you reduce your search area.
Okay.
Like do you remember, like we discussed with an integer number, the answer no, but you reduce search area.
Okay.
What can we learn right now from your questions? First of all, it is not connected to internet. It does not emit any light. Okay. It does not power any other devices. Okay. It is not useful in the office, and it is not useful in the outdoor. So one of the interim conclusion where it is useful. If it is not useful in the office, and if it is not useful outdoor, where it is useful.
Okay, message to the learner who's watching this video. I have no idea what it is. Okay, so Dimitri,
I know.
Dimitri, do not tell me what it is. I'm honestly, I'm trying to guess this. I have no clue.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Why this? So it's
Just a second, Bala.
please, please.
Try to sum up when it is not used in the office and when it is not used outdoor. Where it is used?
Ah, yes. So is it usable in the home? That's
Yes.
the only place I have
Yeah.
remaining. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Home. So
is it
it
useful
is
in,
kind of
yes,
home appliance.
home appliance? Okay.
Okay.
Is it used in a kitchen?
No and yes.
Not
It
in a.
can be, but it is
Ah,
not main idea. In
okay. Not
kitchen,
main
good,
idea.
good.
Okay. Maybe kitchen, maybe not. Is it mm, somehow it's a companion to another device, or as it's an add-on to some other device? Can it be like that?
Um, what do you mean? Could you explain your question a bit? What do you mean in companion?
Add-on meaning that like a pen drive is an add-on to my computer, or a
No,
USB
in this
drive is an
case,
add-on
no, it is okay, not companion,
to another
companion,
device.
okay,
Okay.
companion, companion of another
Okay.
device.
So is it usable in the living room?
Another device, no. Is it usable in living room? A
Yeah.
living room, definitely not.
Not. Okay.
Living
No.
room, yeah.
Okay.
And this is very nice what you're doing, because in fact you try to reduce your search area. You know that it is used at home, good.
Home.
And now you try
Which room
to,
in the home?
yeah, which room, which functionality in the room. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it left on the bedside stand?
Could you explain me the question? Probably
So
I don't
you have
get
a
it.
bed, and right next to it is something that you normally keep your whatever phone or stuff that, or a book that you read, or your reading glasses.
No,
Uh,
no, 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 no.
on the
Could you repeat
stand.
your question? In this case, I can take notes more
Okay.
properly.
Is it on the nightstand?
No, and on the nightstand. On the
Not on the nightstand.
nightstand. No.
Okay, not on the nightstand. Um, is it used in the shower,
Is it used in the shower? Okay, good. In
or
the,
in the bathroom? Bathroom in general.
okay, bathroom. Bathroom. Yeah, bathroom. More yes than no.
Oh, more yes than no. Okay.
Yeah, it can.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
This is mysterious. Kitchen,
yeah.
you said more no than yes, and in bathroom, it's more yes than no. Okay. Is
Good.
it something to do with water?
Yes, it is.
Aha.
Is water.
Okay, something to do with
Yes. Now
water.
we are. You
You're getting
see how
hot.
it works.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, getting warm. uh, okay. So something to do with water, yes. Near the bathroom, yes. And it's electricity powered. So do you have to leave it on all the time?
May I show you once again this stuff? Okay, look. Okay, and we put.
Okay.
Okay, we use it with
That,
the water, and after that we
okay.
put it into the socket here. Okay, good, good.
Oh, okay. Is it
Just a
capable of
second.
heat? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Go,
No,
go.
I'm
Your
sorry.
question.
Is it capable of heating?
Heating. Okay,
Yeah.
heating. No,
No. Okay.
no heating.
Um, no heating. Is it capable of uh, purifying? If it has something to do with water, then I'm guessing either you heat water or you uh, purify. Then
Okay,
kitchen should be
for
it. So that
purifying,
wouldn't.
purifying. Okay, good. For purifying. No,
No, is it
for
okay? Yeah, that then it
purifying.
should have been a kitchen thing. No, that couldn't be it.
Yeah.
Um,
What can we do? Look, it is necessary. Let us make kind of sum up, because our brain is always limited by 5 plus minus 7 entities that we can keep in our brain, okay, in a short memory. So that's why it is necessary to make kind of summary. Do you remember we made a summary after first 5 questions, and we found, oh, good, it is at home where it is used, because not in the office, not indoor, and not in the internet. After that, we tried to see where at home we can, in kitchen probably, okay, in living room no, companion on other devices, not in the room where do we sleep, and in bathroom probably, and wow, we use it with the water. And when it is used with the water, what we can do with the water, okay? And now we try to see the functions that we are doing with the water. To heat water, to purify water. Okay, this is this device, this is something that works with water. And as it is used, works with water, it can be used in a kitchen and in a bathroom. So this is a summary. Let's go ahead. What other functions with the water we can do?
With water. Clean it, heat it. How about aeration, as in adding air to it? Aeration.
Aeration? No.
No, also. Okay.
No. Not aeration.
Not aeration. Is it, can you stir water? Can it be mechanical action?
Yeah, mechanical action to water.
It is yes, okay. Do something to mechanical action. Just to water. What function would it serve to just interact mechanically with water? You could stir it. But then you could use it inside a kitchen. Then if I were to, I'm thinking I want to stir, say, sugar in my coffee. That's one functionality, but then that is more kitchen, bathroom, definitely no.
Yeah, let us see what we are doing with water. Okay, what we are doing with water. We use water in your home. You drink water, of course.
Yes.
Otherwise, how do you use water? What are the cleaning? Yes, cleaning, yes.
Cleaning. Oh, okay.
We use this device for cleaning.
Wow. Okay. Is that a how can you? I don't know. I want to see how it works. Okay. Cleaning. So is it a surface cleaner or a floor cleaner?
Okay. Floor cleaner, no. Surface cleaner, yes.
Ah, okay. Surface cleaner. Huh. What surface? Now next I have to, okay, now we found out its functionality, why we need this. I mean, what it does, it interacts with the surface through the action of cleaning.
Absolutely.
Something that's inside the device. I don't still know what is there inside the device that does the cleaning.
Inside of the device, you have nothing, because there is no access inside of the device.
Oh, really? You can't open it or anything? Okay.
No, you can't.
Something sticks out? No?
Yeah, this is a very fixed one.
Can you, okay, so does it emit some kind of a ray or?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
It emits something. But what does it emit? Ions? No.
Look, you use it for the cleaning.
Okay.
Okay, and it emits something.
Okay.
And
UV.
it doesn't. Yeah.
UV light.
We already discussed about light. It
Light
does
is
not
no. Yeah,
emit.
that's what I was
It does
thinking.
not
Yeah.
emit any light.
Yes, does not emit any light. So our possibilities are, one is
And,
like a handheld
and
blender, something comes out of it. You said no, so nothing comes out of
but
it
it makes mechanical action to the water.
to the water.
Yeah, this is what you learn. No,
Okay,
the
mechanical.
problem when we work with a ENV model is to sum up, to
Hmm.
synthesize, because all the answers are correct, okay?
Right.
But we need to find out which thing will satisfy all
Okay.
the answers.
So it's a surface cleaner with nothing. Does anything come out of it? As in something leaves the surface? Oh yes, it does.
Emit, emit, you already did.
It emits. Yeah, it emits something. So what is it that
What
we're
can be emitted if it is not light? And if this is a mechanical agitation, what can be emitted?
vibrations?
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
So it emit vibration, okay,
Okay.
make mechanical action in water, and
Agitation. Okay.
it clean the surface, but not floor, okay? It cleans the surface.
Uh,
What kind of surface you can clean?
hmm.
In kitchen and in a bathroom.
Oh, glass cleaner.
It can be
There's
glass cleaner, it can be clothes cleaner also.
Oh, okay. So clothes cleaner.
Allah, you know what is it?
Really? Is that the
Do,
device?
do you have a name of this one? You already got it.
I don't have a name for this.
Yes, yes, yes. What is a machine that you use in order to clean your clothes?
Oh, washing machine.
Yeah,
This is
this
a
is a washing
washing.
machine. Absolutely, this is a washing
You're
machine.
kidding. You're
This is a
kidding.
this
Wow.
is an ultrasonic washing machine. You put
Amazing.
your clothes into the water. You add some detergent. You put this
Okay.
one, and it starts to emit ultrasonic waves. And
Wow.
ultrasonic cleaner, this was a cleaner. These are the cleaner which are used for cleaning even dishes. It is used in industry to clean things. There are very big machine, but this is a small one which is useful at
Wow.
home. This is a
That's
washing
amazing.
machine. This is a washing machine. And absolutely, it is absolutely difficult to imagine that this is washing machine when I first showed this, right?
Yes. Yes.
But you got it. You got it. Absolutely got it. And
Oh.
for us, it's interesting to find how did you got it, because in fact you collected. Let us see how many questions did you ask. Okay, you asked about 21 questions, and you reduced
Wow.
this
Okay.
this search area such a way that absolutely unknown from the beginning, you found out
Okay.
what is it and
Huh.
what is, yeah. Can you share
That's
your
very
experience within this exercise?
Initially, I thought it's one of those. I assumed that it's going to be one of those Google or Alexa type of voice activated things. So that's why my entire set of questions were towards electronic gadgets, which are internet based or something to do with that, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. Then I said, okay, this is a no on most of these, the ones that I know of. So now then I'm clueless now. Now I'm completely clueless because I don't know what these are. So I said, let me at least find out where it is used. If I can zero in on a location, then possibly it could give me some clues as to once I figure out where, then it's probably a lot easier to do that. Then when we came down to geography of I got some more clues that has something to do with water. At the end of that 11th or 12th question, I knew it had something to do with water. Now I said, okay, I know what it interacts with. I wanted to find out what for, right? What is the function that it's trying to do with water? There are a few things that you can do. Let me see. And of course, I tried the usual ones that you do with water. And I again, my brain was not shifting to of course, then I remember from our interactions that we can use mechanical, chemical, or other fields. So I tried to come up with those. And last trial was for me to get into mechanical, which is the field that we apply. And then I got to mechanical, but I still couldn't make the connection. So I said, now I have to get down to what does it do with the mechanical action, because I have still not figured out what the function is. Once I figured out the function, you told me it's a surface cleaner. I still couldn't make sense of it, because inside a bathroom, yes, you said more yes than no, and kitchen you said more no than yes. That was totally not gelling with what I had in mind for that kind of device. Then the emission possibly got me to vibration, because you clearly said no light is emitted. What else could this tiny gadget emit? Then the vibration came up, which is interesting. So I would never have guessed it in the first even 5-6 questions what it possibly was.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much for this exercise. This is very nice.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bilal, for sharing experience, and that's normal. One of the barriers that we face when we try to discover new, that we already have preconceived ideas. Do you remember at the beginning, Bala, he thought that it is something like Google device, to have access to internet and something like that. But we need to gradually clean up our preconceived ideas, but advance by reducing search area, and it was very nicely done. Almost unimaginable device that Bala have never seen in his life. Okay, he found out finally what is it. He found out finally what is it, and let us try to make generalization right now. In fact, the ENV model, which is stay as acronym for element, name of feature, and value of feature. Okay, this is a model which is very useful to describe the element through gradually adding feature and list of values of feature. Okay, it can clean surface, what kind of surface, what is the softness of surface, and so on. Okay, it can emit certain field, what is the energy that it will emit. And we add these features. It will be sometimes 7 features, sometimes more, that we need to reduce our search area. But whatever element we take, it can be discovered through description of its features. So in board of forecasting, in order to answer for the question, what? Because do remember, our technology forecasting has to explicitly answer for the 3 questions, what, when, and where. Okay? We can use this model and we collect list of features. This something has to have this feature, and that feature at the end. But how to drive us to discover these features, we will learn next sessions, when we will introduce map of contradiction model to you. But at this very moment, it is very important to keep in mind that it is not so difficult to discover what will happen, even with a very distant future, if we will apply this very powerful model that already embedded in your thinking process. You already use this because whatever language you use, in order to learn new words, you describe always them through their features. Okay, using your mother tongue, or later on using the same language that you are learning, but the procedure is always the same. The procedure is always the same. Okay, this was part what I would like to share with you about ENV model. And of course, if you are interested to practice it, we can continue it with our next course, advanced course about technology forecasting. But for the introduction, that's all that I would like to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dimitri. That was fun. Do you have more of those gadgets? We can play games all day.